Hey, so I love that everybody's getting into using cauliflower as a substitute if you're following a low carb diet, if you're diabetic, or just trying to get more vegetables into your diet. I've been using cauliflower for years. But one thing I realized is a lot of people don't know how easy it is to make cauliflower rice at home. Of course, you can buy it prepackaged and you can even keep it in your freezer. But also, if you have a cauliflower, and a lot of the times they're on sale super cheap, pick one up. If you have a food processor, it's literally you can do it in a couple of minutes. So I'll go ahead and show you. I've already washed my cauliflower and then I let it dry for like 20 minutes. But go ahead, flip it over because what you're going to do is you just want the florets. You don't want all the leaves on the inside. So I'm just taking out the heart of the cauliflower. And you're going to need some olive oil and then, like I said, a food processor. And then I like to have a bowl so that way I can put all of my cauliflower after the food processor into that bowl and then go ahead and saute it on my stove. You're welcome to add some spices to it. I keep it plain because this cauliflower was huge, first off. Totally hit the jackpot. So I'm taking off all the little stems. So I'm going to freeze some. So I like to just leave it plain for now, and then I'll add some seasoning depending on what I use to cook it with. But again, I'm just taking off all the little florets. So take off all those little stems. You just want small little pieces like that. So like this little guy, I'm going to remove that little bit from, just to make it that nice fluffy texture. So you can even use, rip it off with your hands. Like I said, you can go ahead and take your knife and just cut that off as well. But you just want the tops of the trees, as I like to call them, which sometimes kills me to waste this much, but, small things we do for a good meal. So again, go ahead and take off all those tops. So nice little pieces like this, and then they just kind of flake off. This I'm going to remove. And I won't do all of it to keep up with your time too, so you can just kind of see what I'm doing. Again, I've already washed my cauliflower. I let it dry for about 20 minutes, but it's still wet a little, which is fine. Do one more here. So I'm going to warn you, it's going to get a little loud in a second. So if you want to turn your volume down while I use the food processor, I definitely don't blame you. So you can see nice small pieces, and those little stems are off. My food processor. Pop those in. Oops. Okay. Great substitute for a lot of my gluten-free patients, my diabetics. I love it. I think it's delicious, but I'm also a sucker for all things fruits and vegetables. All right. So I pop it on here, put my lid on, and like I said, you might want to turn your volume down because I'm about to food process. So I push my on button, and I have the food processor right there. So I have my bowl here. It does get a little bit messy, but it's worth it. All right, I'm going to set that aside. And just to show you the texture, So you can see right there, it's nice and beautiful. And while I do this, I'm going to go ahead and heat my pan, medium-high heat. Yeah. So, a lot of people don't realize for sauteing, you want to get your pan hot first, then add your oil just a little bit, and then you're going to add whatever it is that you're cooking. Frying is when you go ahead and you use more oil and dump everything in a little bit sooner. But to actually saute, you use less oil. And then you can get that nice browning on your fruits and vegetables as well. So you can see it's nice and fluffy in here. It already looks really good. And honestly, it smells really good already. So while that's heating, I can go ahead and cut up some more cauliflower. And again, you want to take off the heart. You just want the top. So that's one of the things that's going to give you that nice fluffy rice texture. And I've used cauliflower to make pizza crust as well, so I just rice it, and then I add my Parmesan cheese. I'll maybe sometimes put a little bit mozzarella in there, my seasonings, bake it, add my sauce and toppings, and it's pretty nice. But it's amazing everything they're coming up with these days with your cauliflower. I also love doing cauliflower wings in our air fryer behind me, where I use buffalo sauce on my cauliflower, and then I just air fry it. And oh my goodness, it's delicious. My husband is from the South, so sometimes he's a big meat eater, of course. Me, not so much. I like meat. I eat meat. He just eats way more than I do. And I made him my cauliflower wings before, and he was in love, and now he craves them, so it's great. It's a good little compromise. All right. Now that should be hot enough. So again, nice little, you can just pull it apart, nice and easy. Beautiful. Awesome. So we are at medium-high heat. So I'm just going to do a drop of oil, just a small little amount. Like I said, I'm not seasoning this batch because I'm going to freeze it for later. So I just have a little drop of oil. Get it around the pan a little bit. And then I'll drop my cauliflower right in there. You can already see it's a beautiful fluffy texture. But now we'll just cook it. And I have a freezer safe container, so I'll just put it in there, and then I'll freeze it for a little bit of time. And it makes for a great meal prep. It's like a lot easier when my freezer is stockpiled with food. Okay. You can already see it's nice and fluffy right when you take it out of the food processor. And now I'm just cooking it. It'll only take a couple minutes. Like I said, the whole process is actually pretty easy because while that batch is cooking, you can start to peel off some more. You can pop these in the food processor. Really easy. And then the nice thing is one cauliflower goes a long way and will last you for some time. And it's funny because it actually already smells really good, even right when you take it out of that food processor. I wish you guys could smell it now. But this will only take, max 5 minutes. It's not long at all. And I will go ahead and have a photo of the finished product so that you guys can see. But that's it. That's the whole process. And I'll just keep repeating until it's all done. And like I said, I will have a photo at the end so you guys can already see that texture. Nice and soft, and it looks just like rice. So I went ahead and I food processed the rest of that hunk of cauliflower you saw sitting on the cutting board, and I put it in my pan with 3/4 a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm just fluffing it every couple of seconds. It's been on here for 3 minutes. It probably is already almost done. So in total for that one huge head of cauliflower, I used 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. And if you watched my cooking of the egg muffins, you saw why I used avocado oil, because that one is made for high heat. Make sure that when you're using an oil to cook with, that it is made for high heat. Not all of them are. So this is already pretty much almost done. So like I said, 1 tablespoon of olive oil after food processing the whole cauliflower, cooking it on medium-high heat, I would say 5 to 7 minutes, making sure that you're just fluffing it up, just taking your little stir and giving it a nice fluff. I will put it in my container that's freezer safe. Let it cool down a little bit, pop it in my freezer, and take it out. It defrosts really easy, really quick too. So that way, if you're in a hurry, you don't have to take it out like 2 days ahead of time and let it defrost. It's really easy, and it's still fluffy when you reheat it, which is nice. So like I said, this has already been on here for 5 minutes, and it looks beautiful. It's nice and fluffy. I'll try to show you a little bit. So again, it looks just like rice, but it's actually just cauliflower. So hopefully that was helpful for you if you're ever curious how to make cauliflower rice. That's it. That's the whole secret. And then, like I said, I don't season mine if I'm going to freeze it for later. But if I'm going to use it right away, I might put some garlic powder, some pepper in there. I put red pepper as well to give it a little bit of a heat to it because I love everything spicy. But if there's something else you're curious about, let me know. I'm always happy to give some extra recipes as well. Have a good rest of your day.